So I have a question for you. Are you dependent on caffeine for your energy? Well, if so, then you came to the right video because I want to differentiate something. You have actual fuel that gives you energy, like ketones, fatty acids, glucose. But then you have stimulants, which give you the appearance of actual fuel energy, but it's really not fuel energy. It's a stimulant. And I want to explain exactly what caffeine does to your body. It's quite interesting. There's a natural body chemical called adenosine, okay? As in adenosine triphosphate. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that before, but this is the energy currency in the body, ATP. And when this currency gets used, adenosine breaks off, and it does a lot of different things, but one thing that it will do is it builds up during the day, okay? So at the end of the night, it actually can make you sleepy and tired. And caffeine simply blocks this chemical, which allows dopamine, glutamate, serotonin, and GABA to start going higher. And when these neurotransmitters increase, that's going to give you more mental clarity, creativity, energy, things like that. Now, what's interesting is that 90% of the population, 90%, are consuming certain types of things with caffeine in it. Coffee, tea, even chocolate has a little bit in there, but it has another stimulant. And then you have the sodas. And a lot of people are addicted, consuming caffeinated beverages. And I'm going to totally admit, I'm addicted to caffeine, but I only consume 1 cup a day. And it's a relatively small cup. And the reason I do that is because I abused coffee in college and in my 20s. I'm actually 30 now, so I'm just kidding, I'm 54. But the point is that I consumed a tremendous amount of strong coffee for many years. When you consume caffeinated beverages over a long period of time or in larger amounts, what happens, you start developing resistance in the cells. So you're going to need more and more to create the same effect. And it starts to throw off your chemistry, okay, your neurotransmitters. And this is why after you consume caffeine, 1, 2, 3 hours later, you might feel nervous. You might have anxiety, you might be edgy, you might have a low tolerance to stress, you might even feel depressed, and you might have increased heart rate, and you might have a problem sleeping simply because it messes up these neurotransmitters right here. On top of that, it depletes your B1, B5, and B6. If you drink coffee, I would highly recommend putting these back in your body. Nutritional yeast is a great way to do it. So you want to ask yourself, am I drinking coffee through the day to keep myself awake? Because over time, that artificial stimulation is going to come with a package. What I would recommend is cutting down the quantity of caffeine, maybe down to 1 in the morning if you're doing coffee. And some people might even do better if they switch to tea. It has less caffeine. If you wanted to increase energy, what you could do to spike ketones is you could take either exogenous ketones or MCT oil. That will actually give you fuel for actual energy. But there's a couple reasons why you might be tired. Caffeine does also stimulate the adrenals. So it stimulates cortisol. It stimulates adrenaline. And that can create a whole series of other problems. But the main reasons why people are tired and need more energy is they either have low vitamin D or they have low potassium that feeds the sodium-potassium pump that's involved with a lot of energy in the body. When you start consuming more foods with potassium, like larger amounts of salad or even taking potassium, you notice your energy going up, especially when you exercise. If you're not consuming enough protein, the right amount of balanced amino acids, you could be tired from that. You can also lose your energy if you have low blood sugars or high blood sugars. Or normal blood sugars, you just have insulin resistance because your insulin is high. Think about after a Thanksgiving meal, okay? So you consume this huge amount of protein and maybe mashed potatoes and starch and maybe some sugar for dessert. You're getting this massive surge of insulin. You're going to want to take a nap. A low thyroid can suck your energy. Low testosterone can lower your energy. Oh, and by the way, if you have too much iron, that can create low testosterone as well as fatigue. I think the biggest reason why people are tired or lacking energy is they just don't get enough high quality sleep. Maybe because they're consuming too much caffeine. I don't know. Anemia can create a lack of energy. You might need more iron or B12. So these are some of the basic reasons. All right, and please comment below how many cups of coffee you consume every day. So if you want more knowledge on how to create a healthy body, subscribe now and get daily notifications.